Welcome to the Language and Friendship Hosting Preparation video. We hope this video will be useful to you as you prepare for your students' arrival. We'd like to first of all thank you for opening your homes and your hearts to hosting one of our students from abroad. By now, you should have all received the packet with your students' information, their file, including their contact information, and a host family guidebook. This guidebook has a lot of important information and some good tips to use while your student's here. So we encourage you to read it from cover to cover with your whole family before your student arrives, and then keep it handy during the hosting time as a reference or as a guide. It'll include information regarding insurance that you may need to keep handy while the student's here, as well as some other tips for the communication and etc. What are the expectations for the host families? Well, first of all, we want you to just provide a safe and welcoming environment. That's the most important thing. Be as welcoming as possible to your student. Providing the room and board, which means a separate bed for the student. They may share a bedroom with someone of the same sex, but they must have their own bed. We also expect that the host family would provide 3 meals a day. So even if you go out to a restaurant with your family, it would be expected that you would pay the student's portion of that restaurant bill. Include them as part of your family as much as possible, including them in your daily life. So when you might think something's boring or routine, such as going grocery shopping, going to the bank, going to the pharmacy, things like that, include them in all of those errands because it's a learning experience for them. They're here to be immersed in our language and our culture. So it's can be a great language experience for them too, just taking them grocery shopping. They can improve their vocabulary, their English vocabulary, but also it's a great way for them to see what are the grocery stores like here, what are the pharmacies like. They're very different from what they're used to. So it's a good cultural experience as well. Keeping an open mind and being flexible, very important qualities to have while hosting a student because, as you know, sometimes you might have lots of plans, but even the best plans something can happen along the way and it doesn't quite turn out that way. So just keeping an open mind and being flexible. Giving encouragement and support along the way. As you can imagine, these students, they're coming here, it's a new language, new culture, they're dealing with jet lag, new food, different times that you eat your meals. Everything's different for them. So it can take a few days for them to adjust to this. They'll experience culture shock if they've never been here before. So just kind of encouraging them along the way, telling them they're doing a great job, smiling when they do something, or even if they say something funny or cute, just encouraging them along the way. When you receive the packet with your students' information, you'll have the contact information. So please contact your student right away and correspond with them as much as possible before their arrival. Usually reach out first by email and maybe send some photos along the way, but you can also set up a time to maybe FaceTime with them or Skype with them so that they feel like they get to know you a little bit better. As someone who's hosted many times in the past, parents, I really encourage you to reach out to the parents of the students. There's nothing like adult to adult contact, parents reaching out to the other parents just to reassure them that their child will be well taken care of. And again, you can do this as FaceTime or Skype, or just send an email with some photos, just helping the parents of the students feel like they know you too. Try to view this as a family experience. So when the whole family gets to know the other family, it's a great enriching experience, and I think it helps everybody to feel more comfortable. In your correspondence, this is when you could let the student know what he or she can expect while they're with your family. So if you have plans to maybe go to a wedding, a family wedding, or some other kind of gathering, do they need to bring some special clothing for that? Will they need a swimsuit? Will they need hiking shoes? Things like this. Whatever your plans are, let them know so that they know what kind of clothing they can expect to bring with them. And you will also get a calendar. We encourage you to fill out this calendar as much as possible. We know that plans change, especially in the summer. We don't always know what we're going to be doing, so you might not have everything set in stone. But just to kind of give yourselves an idea, and also to give the student an idea, And sometimes what you could do is you could even fill out the calendar as much as possible with things that you know for sure you'll be doing, or maybe some ideas and suggestions you might have, or things that are possibilities. You could scan it and email it to the student ahead of time so they kind of know what to expect while they're here. Along with that, we have a little sheet that you should have received, getting to know your family. So if you have certain rules in your household, chores, things like that, this is where you would note that and share that with your student as well, along with any important contact numbers in case they need those ahead of time. Okay, I'm going to stop this video for now. Feel free to come back to it when you need as a reference.